good morning to you. It is the second day of August. My name is JEDIDAH CHEPKOSGEI. The show is The Sunrise. This is Imani Television, the station that builds your faith in Christ Jesus. And of course, into The Sunrise, we are getting right into our news. Then we have so much lined up for you. Don't go too far. Now, President William Ruto has officially launched a program that will ensure public servants sign performance contract as a way to encourage diligence and responsibility in providing services to citizens. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony organized in State House, Nairobi, President Ruto has warned that he will not allow incompetence at work from public officials and asked them all to volunteer to help him fulfill his pre-election promises.
President William Ruto has declared a firm commitment to hold all government officers accountable for all their actions while in office.
Performance contracting in the government of Kenya is now in its 20th year of continuous implementation, and over that time, the performance contracts have evolved into a robust tool employed by government for measuring the performance of ministries, departments, and agencies in serving the people of Kenya.
Speaking on Tuesday during the signing of Cabinet Secretaries' performance contracts at State House, the President addressed issues of negligence, misappropriation of funds, and corruption within various ministries.
I don't know whether it is because these performance contracts have been going on for 20 years that many people maybe mistakenly think that it is a ritual. And that is why people resort to the old incompetent excuses that there was traffic for them not to be in the most important public function. We have a job because we have a contract.
Ruto expressed deep concern over the apparent lack of awareness among several officials about the happenings within their ministries. He recounted several interactions with principal secretaries where they seemed unaware of critical developments, raising questions about the level of competence in running their respective ministries.
For those who came late, who are members of the executive, I will be expecting a written explanation, and it should not include matters of traffic, on why they do not take these performance contracts seriously. Because if you do not take this performance contracting seriously, it means we do not take the contract with the people of Kenya on performance seriously. And that can be a very serious indictment on anybody.
Reporting for Newser, I'm JEDIDAH CHEPKOSGEI.
Elsewhere, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called out cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries over their appetite for foreign travel. Speaking at State House on Tuesday, Gachagua said these travels have made it difficult for them to even hold cabinet committee meetings. The second-in-command said the CSS and PSS should have regulated themselves and do not have to honor every invitation they receive. The government last week reviewed guidelines for foreign travel of cabinet secretaries, PSS chairpersons and chief executives of state corporations in the new guidelines issued by Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, that is Felix Kosgei. The cumulative days a CS, PS or CEO of a state corporation shall be away from the country should not exceed 7 days per travel, 15 days per quarter, that is 3 months, and 45 days per year.
Last week, we took a decision to limit foreign trips by all these people sitting here to a certain number in a year, which is very unfortunate. That should not have been the case. People should have regulated themselves to travel when it is necessary. But because of the opulence, that all ministers and PSs were out of the country most of the time, the president had to put a stop and say you can only do so much. And sometimes I wonder, why do you have to honor every invitation that you have been given to every country? Your Excellency, at times we have tried to hold cabinet committees, we can't. 5, 6, 7, 8 ministers are out of the country. Some change clothes at the airport from one country to another. That is the truth. Why can't you regulate yourself? If the president was to travel and honor every invitation, he will be out of this country the whole year. You just have to decide what is useful and other things you can leave to our ambassadors out of the country. Please let the president not limit your travel. Just be responsible. You have a work to do, and the work is here in Kenya. Again, Your Excellency, we have done so much as an administration, but the information.
On the other hand, the Council of Governors say it has concluded the planning process for the 8th Devolution Conference, slated for 15th to 19th August 2023. This year's theme is the 10 years of devolution, the present and the future. The conference, which will be held in Uasin Gishu County, will see over 10,000 people in attendance. The Council Chair of Kirinyaga, Anne Waiguru, has noted that there is a need to undertake a more comprehensive of the County Government Act 2012 to address the emerging issues.
In this regard, we wish to confirm to the country that the Council of Governors, together with its partners, has concluded the planning process for the Devolution Conference 2023, whose theme is 10 years of devolution, the present and the future. The conference will be held in Uasin Gishu County, Eldoret Sports Club, from the 15th to 19th of August. We have developed a robust program for the 3 days. Additionally, we have lined up pre-conference activities such as athletics and football to interact with the members of the public ahead of the conference. In line with the special presidential program to grow 15 billion trees by 2032, the county governments have so far grown 7.3 million trees. Further, we will grow 300 trees in Uasin Gishu to kickstart the conference. The council notes that the State Department of Devolution reviewed the County Governments Act 2012 without the involvement of the county governments. Yet this is a critical legislation in the implementation of devolution. However, we welcome the move to review the Act to conform to the judgments of the court, which declared the county development boards.
Now, the Kenya National Union of Teachers has criticized NSSF deductions on teachers' payslips, claiming the institution did not seek consent from the teachers. Speaking during the teachers' annual general meeting in Baringo, NAT Secretary General Hesbon Otieno asked the government to stop the forthwith for failing to consult the teachers before implementing the act.
The worthful exercise of
it has come with a lot of shocker because it is something that was not anticipated and the teachers were not aware about. So any other person who wants to take money from the teacher's salary before it is discussed and talked about and the teachers understand the essence of that deduction should stop it. So we are even asking the NSSF to stop deducting teachers' money without the teachers' consent to do the same.
When you appeared before the head of state, he was able to understand the situation of our teachers. And that is why you were given that between 7 to 10% increment of your salary. And from where I sit, and knowing the plans and the wishes of our president, I am certain that slowly, gradually, and surely you are bound to even earn more as we go forward.
Now, parents in Uasin Gishu County took to the streets today following the Finland controversial program. Parents have been agitating for refund of their millions of shillings which they spent in the Uasin Gishu County Overseas Studies program. This comes days after the county leadership led by the Governor Jonathan Chelilimbi and Senator Jackson Mandago to address the issue. They also claim that the county government is doing little in addressing their plight.
Nauza shamba ile watoto wengine anateseka, hakuna chochote, ndio mnalete malilio kwako. Sikia kaunti commission hakufanya mzuri. Hii town nataka pandisha kuwa city. Sasa na kuwa city na wakora na iko ndani. Itakuwa city kweli? Mimi nauliza wewe kwa undi commissioner. Itakuwa city kweli?
This money that we paid, we don't know where it went to. So where did you pay our money? You need to prove that, yes, if you pay to a particular university, then give the details. To invoices, the number of students, so that transparency fanya nini ionekane.
Hiyo misinformation kusema wanafunzi 68 wamelipwa, hakuna mwanafunzi amelipwa.
Hakuna.
And if there is wa publish hiyo information na waweke kwa WhatsApp group ya wazazi. They have a WhatsApp group. Finally, County Commissioner. We see a difference between the office of the County Commissioner na ofisi ya Chelilem.
I want your money, no refund, no devolution. Hatutaki kwanza, hatutaki kwenda Finland. Tumetosheka, tusidanganywe. Pesa turudishwe. Tubaki nyumbani. Tufanye kazi yetu hapa nyumbani. We shall not go anywhere. Yes. We want your money.
Plan B iko sangi.
Kuweka amani. Above all ni amani. Na nashukuru vile ambavyo mmetembea. Mmefika, nilikuwa na wangoja hapa. Mimi niko na CCTV katika town hii yote, niko na CCTV kwa ofisi yangu. Nilikuwa naangalia vile.
Now, Senate Health Committee has offered to mediate between Kenyatta University and Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital over training of medical students. Led by Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago, the committee visited both the institutions on Monday following a petition by university students alleging they were denied access to the hospital facilities for teaching and training. During the visit, it was revealed that the university management has been vying for control of the hospital, which is now registered as a stand-alone parastatal. Senator Mandago stated the investigations on the matter are ongoing.
But you have not started doing anything right now. It's open.
Number one is that we want the ownership of the hospital to be reverted to Kenyatta University, because that was the main aim for its construction. Number two is that we get access.
The university still wants the hospital to belong to the university. They want the legal framework to change so that they are allowed to manage the hospital. So maybe those issues will come. But I think the government is clear on where the direction that they want to take in terms of this hospital being a level 6 hospital.
So we've just made a visit to university just to familiarize ourselves with the facility itself. And also get submissions from the university and also from
Elsewhere, several people were injured during a confrontation between the county officers in Busia and traders at the Posta Market in Busia town. The officers were urging the traders to vacate an area designated for road construction. Tensions escalated when the traders refused to leave. The officers forcefully removed the traders, resulting in a war between the two parties. The situation further escalated and the officers began loading the traders' goods in their vehicle. Let's listen in.
Tumetoa watu ambao walikuwa kwa shamba ya serikali kwa sababu tuko na mpango wa kufanya kazi huko. Kwa hivyo mimi naomba wale wachuuzi wenye wamekataa kwenda sokoni, wamerudi kwa barabara, waondoke mara moja, wasipatikane barabarani. Na wale vijana wenye hawachuuzi wamechukua, afisa wa serikali wakienda kuwatoa pale penye wamekuja wanapigwa mawe. Hii haiwezi ruhusiwa. Na mimi naomba wazazi wao vijana ya kwamba mkae na vijana wenu kwa nyumba. Serikali itafanya kazi, hatutatishwa kwa sababu nyinyi wachache hamtazuia wengi.
Elsewhere, the Siaya County has received over 900,000 tablets of mebendazole and 34,000 tablets of Farizaquintel from the World Health Organization. These medicines will be distributed to every household in the county to combat intestinal worms and schistosomiasis, commonly known as bilharzia. Charles Odwor, the coordinator of the neglected tropical disease in Siaya County, stated that this is one of their initiatives to eradicate intestinal worms. He also encouraged the community to embrace hygiene practices, use proper sanitation facilities, and urged fishermen to stop defecating in the lakes in the sub-counties of Bondo and Rariera. Siaya is one of the 5 counties in the larger Western and Nyanza region that benefits from the distribution of these medicines.
That will be used during the mass drug administration exercise. 938,800 tablets of mebendazole and 348,000 tablets of praziquantel.
Of importance today, we are receiving drugs. The 2 important drugs that we'll be using, that is praziquantel and albendazole tablets. Among others, you can see over here, we'll be having IEC materials. We'll be having the reflector jackets that will be used by our county, our CHVs.
Now, rangers who paid the ultimate prize in the line of duty were honored as Kenya joined the world in celebrating World Ranger Day. From one county to another, the heroic men and women in boots were celebrated with a reduction in poaching attributed to their good work. Here is how the days was celebrated around the country.
When we talk of the Isiolo, Samburu, Mount Kenya ecosystem, our elephants are on the increase.
The day is a chance to recognize their efforts and celebrate their commitment in protecting and preserving vulnerable wildlife, habitats, and ecosystems across the world.
This includes a variety of benefits such as housing, extraneous allowances, medical, capacity building, and encouraging our rangers to participate in extra-curricular activities.
The review of those who have been promoted and has not been implemented.
Sasa inakuwaje mimi nakufanyia kazi ulionipa, lakini utoke hapo uanze kunitoa uhai? Kwa sababu gani? Binafsi, mtu binafsi. Njaa yako peke yake inataka kumaliza njaa ya umma mzima.
Now, 6 Chinese nationals, including 1 woman and 5 men, have been brought before the Vihiga court on various charges, including carrying out mining activities in Kitugu area without a license. The 6 individuals were arrested last week and were brought back to Vihiga court yesterday for their case. In his ruling on the matter, the Chief Magistrate at the Vihiga Court, Samson Ongeri, has granted bail to the 2 of the 6 accused individuals with a bond set at 1 million Kenyan shillings. The remaining 4 will remain in custody as their travel documents are still under scrutiny. The case will be mentioned on the 10th of this month, and the hearing will commence on the 25th of October this year. Elsewhere, Governor Gideon Mung'aro of Kilifi County has issued a stern warning to contractors and county officials against engaging in corruption, which negatively affect the county's services to its citizens. Governor Mung'aro has specifically cautioned contractors who are neglecting and performing substandard work. It has been revealed that some county officials collude with contractors to embezzle county funds without completing the projects assigned to them, thus depriving citizens of essential services. This warning comes as the Governor Mung'aro make changes in the county cabinet of ministers.
Individual public officers will be held accountable for any misconduct or wrongdoing and any of cases of corruption or misuse of government resources will be dealt with firmly as per the law. That my administration has declared an all-out war against rogue contractors who put up shoddy structures resulting in massive losses of public resources. The residents have been waiting too long for the development projects to be completed, but some of the contractors work in collusion with county staff to frustrate implementation of projects. I hereby direct comprehensive audit and inspection of all of the delayed projects, and where contractors are found to have delayed without any responsible cause.
Well, that item marks the end of this bulletin. Remember, in a short while, we will be addressing all the trending stories from our various publications in the country. Stay tuned for that.
Why are you stressed out? Why are you not sleeping at night? I concluded a long time ago in my Christian walk that the scripture says God never sleeps nor slumbers. And since he don't sleep, ain't no need of me staying up all night. Somebody look at your neighbor and say, I'm gonna go ahead to bed and see how God gonna work it out. He might have it all fixed by the time I get up in the morning. I can't change it. I can't fix it. I can't turn it around. But the God that I serve sure can.
Thank God, thank God, thank God for the transforming power of faith. Nature forms us, sin deforms us. Let me give you the best definition of sin that I know of. It's coming short of the glory of God. You know what sin is? It's just everything in us that's not like God. And there's a lot of it, isn't there? There's a lot of it. I mean, don't go strutting your stuff, folks. We have all sinned and come short of the glory of God. Now, don't you stretch yourself out in the gutter alongside some old hypocrite and say, I'm longer than he is. So what? There is no promise too hard for God to keep. Do you believe that? Say amen. There's no promise that is too hard for God to keep. There are 30,000 promises in the Word of God, and every one of them are yea and amen in the Lord Jesus Christ. And not one jot nor one tittle shall fail from the law till all be fulfilled.
Welcome back. Of course, we have all our publications ready for us to review the top and the trending stories in the country. You can keep sharing your feedback. What are your thoughts concerning this particular conversation on our comment section on Facebook and also on YouTube on the live that is going on right now? And also you can leave your text message from our SMS line, that is 0746-780-588, and we will be very happy to have this conversation with you. Remember, these are some of the trending stories. We begin with the Standard newspaper, and the top story there is Ruto reads Riot Act. Dressed down and angry and tough, talking, President locks out cabinet ministers, PSS and top state officials for turning up late to his meeting at State House, and warns clueless members of his administration that they would soon be on the chopping board if they do not deliver services to Kenyans. Of course, he went ahead and expressed how he was disappointed that some of these ministers do not even understand what is going on in their various ministries, saying that he knows more than them, and that was a very unfortunate turn of events. In a quote here, he says, "We have a job because we have a contract. If you cannot keep time with your employer, you have basically dismissed yourself. It is just as simple as that. I shall deal with cases of negligence, misappropriation, embezzlement, theft, and other misconduct or corruption in relation to public resources, summarily and decisively." Those are the words quoted by President William Ruto yesterday at the State House, where he was launching or he was leading in this signing of contract situation for the public servants, especially the ministers over there. And in our special report on the Standard newspaper this morning, it matters education. And this is the president's new radical education reforms plan. The head of state to personally lead implementation of key radical reforms expected to redefine the sector, which he says is critical in building the country's human capital resource. And you can find this story in page 2, 3, 4, and 5. And of course, in summary, the first reform is reduce subjects burden. Subjects for pupils from pre-primary to senior schools define and ranges from 5 to 9. And of course, the second reform is the CBC school to comprise lower comprehensive school and upper senior school. And of course, the third one is end of national schools, scrap national, county, and sub-county schools and replace them with career pathways. And the fourth one is revised capitations, new rates ranging from 1,170 being lowest to 22,527 being the highest. And on the fifth reform plan, it is fresh teacher training, teachers to undergo a 1-year mandatory training to align them with the new curriculum. And of course, the sixth one is varsity or college funding to be based on 4 categories. That is the vulnerable, extremely needy, and the less needy. And of course, yesterday we had a breakdown of this financial situation and how people are supposed to benefit from that, with the government providing 15% off for the scholarship. And of course, we have the merger of funding boards as the 7th reform plan. All higher education funding bodies collapse to form tertiary education placement and funding board with directorates. And of course, in number 9, we have no diplomas, certificates in universities. That is to phase out non-degree courses in 3 years and create a seamless transition. And of course, number 9 is to merger of universities, government to develop guidelines of for amalgamations. And in number 10, we have TSC power shocker, surrender quality assurance function, cede regulation powers to new body and principles answerable to ministry. Of course, these are some of the education reforms plan that are yet to be, discussed, implemented, and weighed so that they can come up with the best solution for the students in the country. And in other news, we have the DCI to probe Londiani crash funds scandal. And of course, you can find this story in page 5. Of course, it's very unfortunate that people who think they were so clever, they, created these groups and fund drives in order to act like they were supporting these people who had lost their loved ones. And in page 10, you can find this story about suicide fears as doomsday cult deadline lapses. And of course, inside the Standard today, as a Wednesday, is all about finance, enlightenment there. You can find an insider on enterprise on this publication this morning. And moving forward, we have the Daily Nation, and the top story, of course, is still on matters school reforms. The title is how school will change. Reform team proposes to ease the burden on learners. And of course, the changes will be affecting the students, the parents, the teachers, and the state. And for the students, they will be reduced subjects from pre-primary to grade 12. For the students, they will abolish national extra county, county, and sub-county categories. There will be mandatory community service for senior and tertiary graduates, and of course dress code rules for all education level. That is what will be affecting the students. For the parents, they will be experiencing, different things on their side. There will be bursaries and scholarships under one legal framework. There will be reduced curriculum overload cost, and also a unique identifier for every child, and 3 slots in schools management boards. And the effects on teachers will be, they will have to retrain the teachers who graduated before 2023. And then there will be mandatory 1-year internship for education graduates. And of course, the TSC consults Ministry on Deployment and Promotions, and lower entry grades for pre-service teaching programs. And the effects of the state will be raised capitations for students until senior secondary school, quality assurance function solely under ministry, review of competency-based assessment framework, and ministry exclusive role in running schools. And of course, a task force appointed by President Ruto has recommended sweeping reforms cutting across all education levels, but largely addressing concerns about the competency-based curriculum that is replacing the newly 4-decade old, that is the 844 system. Of course, if implemented, the proposals will radically alter institutions of learning. And of course, for the full information on this matter, you can find it in page 7 of the Daily Nation. And another news is KRA update system to net newly hefty taxes. And after Court of Appeal lifted the ban of the Finance Bill Act, Kenya Revenue Authority has renewed iTax, the online tax system, to reflect the 2 new pay as you earn, that is the pay rates of 32.5% for those earning above 500,000 Kenyan shillings, and 35% for the salaried pocketing more than 800,000 shillings. You can find the full story in the back page. And on the other hand, the sweetener tea farm officials offer locals 560 million shillings shares. Multinational James Finlay Kenya has offered a 15% share of its estate to locals in Bomet and Kericho counties where it operates. And of course, on matters health, we have the drug taking women by storm. Unipulse has become the go-to solution for many Kenyan women seeking answers to reproduce healthy issues, but red flags are being raised about it. You can find this report in page 2 of the Daily Nation. And of course, in matters parenting, should faith matter when raising children? That is the question. And of course, in today's publication, we focus on religion and whether parents ought to pass down their beliefs to their children. And of course, there's a lot of opinions there you can find for yourself and make a decision based on what you best believe. And it is important for people to see what works for them, especially when it comes to, spiritual matters and beliefs. And of course, we have another interesting story where Riot Act, Globe Trotting, and unpunctual CSS upset Ruto. Of course, he really expressed himself and his expectations to all the people he's working with during his speech. And the meeting they held yesterday at the State House. You can find the full story in page 4. And in page 3, we have the reports from Mandamano, father to bury 2 sons killed by police in Kisumu. That is very unfortunate over there, and I hope he will find the justice he needs, because of course they were trying to express their state duties, and it is unfortunate that they lost their lives while at that. And in other story, we have another publication, that is the Star. And on the Star today, we have the top story as task force scrub subjects in radical proposals for CBC. And they say curriculum should be reviewed to address overload and overlaps. And of course, the key education proposals are PP1 to grade 1 should be in one school, and then there will be reduced subjects, 9 to 7 units or subjects at lower primary, 12 to 8 at upper primary, and 14 to 9 at junior high school. And of course, 1 year mandatory training for all graduate teachers, and to be CBC compliant, and 1 year mandatory internship. And of course, the capitation for this new education proposal is for primary, they should be paying shillings 170 for primary level, 2,238 for junior secondary school, 15,043 shillings for senior school. Those are in day school, they should be paying 22,527 for the senior school. Day school, they should be paying 19,800, and for the senior boarding, it should be 38,280 based on, you know, the new system. And of course, 51.2% support retraining structure with this review. And in other news, we have the Riot Act, where Ruto fires warning shot over laxity bar late CSs and PSs. President William Ruto has threatened to fire state officials planning to indulge in graft in a harsh warning that seeks to slay the vice in government. The head of state warned the officers who were planning to take advantage of multi-billion shilling state projects to steal money with dire consequences, including dismissal. You can find the full story in page 2. And of course, moving forward, we have another interesting story from the Star newspaper from page 8, where stop states from withdrawing our security. That is a call from Azmio. Opposition lawmaker now want parliament to stop government from arbitrarily withdrawing their security detail and that of their political bosses. Coming in the wake of the withdrawal of their armed guards, the legislators termed the move worrying and asked Parliament to come up with the proper measures to end it. Of course, you can find this in page 8. And on the Voices, we have Kazungu Katana on the story, Coast badly in need of a leader. And you can find that in page 17. And of course, we have another trending story. 40 million deal, arrest warrant is issued for suspect in fake tender case. You can find that in page 9 of the Star newspaper. And moving forward, we have Taifa Leo also on board. And the topics, the trending topic, of course, is this issue of cabinet secretaries and the ministers being late. And this is the top story. They have titled it Mawaziri Mbumbumbu. And of course, wanasema mawaziri waliotia saini mkataba wa utendakazi katika ikulu ya rais jana wanasema kwamba Ruto alifichua maafisa wengi hawajui hata miradi iliyo chini ya wizara zao na akawaonya vikali. Kwa kweli tuliangalia president pale alikuwa anasema kwamba si vyema ya kwamba wanapowauliza they do not have anything to answer when it comes to the happenings of their different departments. And of course, katika hafla ya wakuu ya wizara kusaini mikataba, rais atishia kuwachukulia hatua maafisa wa serikali watakao zembea kazini. Tutakuwa unaipata kwenye ukurasa wa pili pale. Na kwenye taarifa nyingine kuu ni kwamba mageuzi makubwa kwa CBC. Jopo la Profesa Munavu lapendekeza mfumo mpya wa elimu ufanyiwe mabadiliko kabambe, na tayari tushazungumzia mabadiliko hayo na utakuwa unaweza kuyapata zaidi kwenye Taifa Leo kwenye ukurasa wa pili. Na kwenye ukurasa wa 5, Pastor Ezekiel kujenga hospitali kuu, kituo chake cha afya eneo la Mavueni Kilifi kuwa kikubwa zaidi kati ya hospitali za kibinafsi. Na pia kuna taarifa nyingine ambayo wanasema Mung'aro sasa aonya wasaliti. Gavana wa Kilifi yule afanyia baraza lake mabadiliko huku akiwaonya wenye hujuma. Unaweza kuipata kwenye ukurasa wa 5 pale. Na kwenye ukurasa wa 4, Mackenzie adai haki yake kotini. Pamoja na wenzake 29 wazua kioja wakililia kukandamizwa. Unaweza kuipata kwenye ukurasa wa 4 pale. Na kwenye spoti, Mbappe akataa kabisa mkataba PSG. Ripoti zinasema atekeleza Real Madrid kama mchezaji huru mwaka ujao. Utakuwa unaweza kupata vidokezo hivi vya spoti kwenye ukurasa wa 20 kwenye Taifa Leo mchana wa leo. Na hayo ndio baadhi ya taarifa ambazo tumekuandalia pale, na tutakuwa tunaweza kupata mapumziko mafupi. We will be right back, don't go too far. And of course, before we go to that break, I just want to remind you, those people who have already received their results, they have already decided on what to do. Ama pengine you're just wondering, how can I improve my skills or try to learn something new, especially in the fields of hospitality and tourism management, in the field of media studies, in the field of theology, and trying to understand the divinity and spiritual matters. You can join Imani Digital Learning Center and get acquainted with all these skills that are going to be very impactful in your life. Remember, these are short courses that can take up to 3 weeks. Imagine just sacrificing 3 weeks of your time just to be educated on a few skill sets and get certifications for them that are worldwide recognized. That is something that you need to put in mind. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome to Imani Digital Learning Center, where endless possibilities await. Are you a student with a passion for journalism and media studies? Look no further. At IDLC School of Journalism and Media Studies, we provide a dynamic and immersive learning experience. From cutting-edge technology to hands-on projects, you'll develop the skills and knowledge to thrive in the ever-evolving world of media. Dream of a career in the captivating world of tourism and hospitality management? Our School of Tourism and Hospitality Management at IDLC offers a getaway to exciting opportunities. With industry-driven curriculum and expert faculty, you'll gain the expertise and confidence needed to excel in this thriving field.
Seeking a deeper understanding of theology and divinity, at IDLC School of Theology and Divinity, we provide a nurturing environment for spiritual growth and intellectual exploration. Our dedicated faculty and thought-provoking courses will guide you on a transformative journey. At Imani Digital Learning Center, we believe in hands-on education through internships, industry partnerships, and state-of-the-art facilities. You'll gain real-world experience that sets you apart. Our supportive community and vibrant campus life ensures a well-rounded education. Join us at Imani Digital Learning Center and unlock your potential. Discover your passion, chase your dreams, and shape a brighter future. The journey begins at IDLC. Contact us today to embark on your educational adventure at Imani Digital Learning Center. Together, let's create a path to success. You can find us nestled in the heart of Kitale at our convenient location within Imani Radio, just across from St. Joseph's Boys High School. To get in touch with us, simply reach to us at 0741 978 177, 0741 978 177, or 0742 951 379.
Hi, I'm Miracle Phyllis. Welcome as we go to science. For deaf people out there, I'm requesting you to join this program.
Now welcome back. This is the art and the culture segment, and of course we cannot dive right into art and culture without getting a little bit of, you know, information based on what we mostly believe in, or some of these guidelines that have been there for the longest time, and by that I mean the African proverbs. And of course our proverb for the day is the sun can melt the wax, that can melt the wax can also melt clay that has been hardened. And this means that the problems you're facing right now act like a ground or a stepping stone to inspire you to succeed. Therefore, you should always work hard no matter the circumstance that you are going through. And of course, that is the best way we can introduce this new segment. You think about that part that we have had over there. And of course, we are about to, you know, take a look at one of the artifacts of the Kenyan community. And of course, today we are going to have a specific or a keen eye on the Pokomo people. And our artifact today is a bleeding horn. And of course, a bleeding horn has a different name called a Shili Mukmo, or locally named as Koba. It was common in Malakote, who are the upper Pokomo community. And this bleeding horn, you might ask yourself, so why is it called a bleeding horn and why is it a cow? And we are yet to discover that. And of course, this bleeding horn was traditionally made by old men, and they were just from a cow's horn. Of course, that is why it is a horn. It is a basic cow horn, but this one was a bit different based on the purpose that it performed during those days. And after a cow was slaughtered, they removed the horn, and it had to go through all this process of cleaning, removing all the tissues from it, drying it out, and coming up with it as a vessel. Then they enclose the tip with obumbi, which is a spider egg case. And of course, in other communities, the tip was topped up with beeswax, commonly known as nauma in communities such as these of the Pokomo. And when someone was sick, this is where the functionality of this blood horn came into place. When someone was sick, they would cut and, use it on or by everybody as a bleeding horn to bleed anywhere on the body where it ached, or any person who was feeling ill. So a cut was made by a friend or a relative, and the horn was applied. Then the wax removed and air sucked out, and the wax replaced. The horn sticks to the arm, and the blood is then drawn out. It is left on for about 10 minutes until it's filled with blood. And of course, that they were trying to mean the bad blood or the infected blood. Then the blood removed, and the bleeding, and the blood which was tipped on the ground, it was part of the traditional healing in the past. And of course, this was the tool that was there, and right about now it is one of those pieces that are displayed in different museums and national museum, where they explain its purpose while in traditional medicine. And I believe that was such an interesting and cute way of trying to help those who were in need when it came to trying to help them find solution for different ailments during the time when there were no advanced technology. And with that, we are taking a short break. We will be back with the spotlight focusing on the artist of the day. Majorly, we're just looking at lives of those people we look up to in the music industry, especially the gospel music industry. And today, you will be here to, get the most out of that. We are taking a short break. We will be right back. And of course, we are going with Imani Guest House. We will just get a few information concerning Imani Guest House, how you can benefit from this unique and very, very nice place that you can spend your time in here.
Welcome to Imani Guest Houses, your perfect home away from home. Our spacious guest rooms are designed to provide you with ultimate comfort and relaxation, complete with hot showers and free Wi-Fi. Enjoy mouth-watering meals served in our charming dining area with friendly staff at your service. Rest assured that your vehicle is safe and secure with our ample on-site parking space. Unwind in the serene outdoor terrace while enjoying the scenic surrounding and our friendly friendly staff is always on hand to ensure your stay is nothing short of amazing. Located along Webuye Kitale Road opposite St. Joseph's Boys High School and 1 kilometer from the Kitale Airstrip, it is uniquely located at Imani Radio Ministry campus near the airstrip and highway. Contact us on 0796 035561 or 0713 093354. Book your stay at Imani Guest Houses today and experience the ultimate comfort and relaxation in this beautiful region. Welcome back, and of course this is the spotlight segment under the art and culture, and today we are focusing on size 8 Reborn. And of course, by the mention of that name, you already know there's so much, you know, in store for you. This is an epitome of someone who was in the world and has been brought back to Christ. And I think what she's doing in the industry is one of the most interesting and uplifting stories that you can hear about transformation in the country. Of course, her real name is Lynette Munyali, and she was born and raised in Nairobi. Her family later moved to Maringo Estate in Eastlands. Size 8 Reborn parents were Esther Njeri and Samuel Kirimunyali, and they were part of the clergy. So this is a juicy story when you know about the background a little, and how she got into the world and how she came back is one of those inspiring stories. And you know, being the child of a clergy and the association with the church introduced her to Christianity at a young age. And, you know, recently she has been doing some real life documentaries, and she noted that through her family, though her family managed to take them to school, there were challenges. Conversely, the challenges that did not stop her from performing and excelling in education and getting a scholarship to one of the best girls' school in Kenya. And of course, she went to State House Girls, and there is where she discovered that she had passion for arts and singing. She was also involved in other artistic activities such as acting and journalism in school. And the Mateke Hitmaker is from a mixed tribe family. Her father is from Uganda, and her late mother was a Kikuyu. And during the peace campaign in 2017, she told her followers that she is a Bukusu. However, on multiple occasions, she had cleared the air on her tribe identity by stating that her Bukusu identity was not by genetics, but from integration. And of course, apart from the tribe mix-up, the talented musician is also from a big family. However, most of her siblings prefer living in a private life, and you know, that is how she gets to be so public out here, making, you know, the name of the family and all that. And of course, shortly after making a crossover to the gospel industry, rumors circulated about her relationship with the top gospel DJ, that was Samuel Moriah, commonly known as DJ Mo. And while the two did not comment on the rumors, they were seen in different events together. And you know, her wedding was in 2013, where she surprised many, and you know, it was an invites only kind of wedding, and you know, which marked a new beginning of Lynette Munyali. And although the details of their wedding remain unknown, the couple celebrates the anniversary every year in September.
And Saizait is a very multi-talented artist and influencer because, you know, in her career as someone who has been performing in the industry, she has also been doing a lot of stuff on the side, like being the brand ambassadors of various brands in the country and also being a minister. And we are going to take a look at more of that. She started her career in the secular scene before shifting to the gospel music industry. And some of her career highlights include, you know, her early days in the secular world. And as Caliph Records artist, Clemo and Caliph Records was the first producer to discover her in a talent search where she did not win the competition, but you know, the famous producer saw her potential and she gave her a recording deal, and as an artist under one of the best rock record labels at that time, Saizait released some of the interesting songs from the secular world that, you know, propelled the singer to be one of the best artists from 2008 to 2013. And she was one of the most booked artists in the music scene. And of course in 2013, that is where she crossed over to the gospel industry. She was saved and she became one of those people who made a difference, who made people believe that it is possible, of course, to change from, you know, being in the world and turning right back into God. And of course, while most people were skeptical about her move, Saizait stopped performing her older songs, and she, even though they were all popular, she released her first music from the crossover to the gospel industry, and that was Mateke. The song was different from her other songs, and however, it was her first song to hit the 1 million views mark on YouTube. And also, Mateke enjoyed massive rotation in the Kenyan media scenes. And of course, she kept releasing gospel songs and being a blessing to many through the ministry. And in 2021, that is when she completed her theological courses, and now she is a pastor and is currently serving in the best way she can. And she has a church which she named Christ Revealed Ministries, and it is said that it is named after her debut album, where she uses the platform to minister to hundreds of souls. And of course, her story is one of those stories that can make you believe that even though some people are lost in sin, it is possible for them to turn their ways and make a difference in this other side. And with Christ, of course, you can still make the difference. You can still be popular and still ensure that whatever you do, it is bringing glory to God. And I think her life is one of those stories and one of those artists that people can look up to, especially those who are feeling like they're lost. It is a hope that they can come back to Christ and still serve Him in all the ways that they can. And that is our artist of the day. Of course, there's so much more you can learn about her, and through her music, of course, the music that brings a lot of hope to people, songs that actually explain how life can be challenging for people and how they can be able to turn away from that. And that is one of the interesting facts about her, that she brings out the truth the way it is, and, you know, making it known to people that transformation can happen. That has been our artist of the day on the spotlight, and of course that marks the end of our show this morning. We're going to enjoy some of her music, of course, throughout the day, through the programming and all that, and it's going to be a blessing for all of us this particular day. I want to wish you a very good day. May the good Lord be with you, and may you have all the best that He can offer in your life so that you can bring Him glory.